Welcome back to PRM Network. I'm your host, Clint Thomas. This week, we interviewed Brandon Ward and his modified team. We'll discuss a motorsports park being built near PineHurst, North Carolina, and also talk about the upcoming races this weekend and the past race results from last week.
Friday night, April 11th at Five Flags, the road to the Snowball continues with the Pensacola Sports 100 for Blizzard Series Super Late models, along with the Sportsman Pure Stocks and Crown Stocks. Friday night, Five Flags Speedway, legends start here.
From go-karts to late models, Brandon Ward has raced everything, now racing professionally for Kevin Powell Motorsports. We had a chance to talk with him about his season and what's in store for the rest of the year.
So I've actually been racing since I was 8 years old. I started racing go-karts. So when I was kart racing, a lot of racing I did was dirt. So that's where I got my start. You know, some people I go-kart race with moved up to car racing. That's what got my start into the car racing adventure here. And then it's just went from that point on. My rookie year at Bowman Gray Stadium was 2016. We won Rookie of the Year that year and ran all the races. And since then, there's been a couple years where we've kind of bounced around and we didn't get to run all the races over there just due to other obligations that we had. So in 2023 was my first championship at Bowman Gray Stadium. I've had the opportunity to race at different tracks in various divisions all over this country. But at Bowman Gray carries a hype behind it because of the crowd. The stands are packed most weeks, so it's an atmosphere there that you just don't feel at other racetracks that you go to. It's definitely a special and a different place. So this upcoming season, we'll be racing at Bowman Gray Stadium full-time. With this car, with Suzuki and iHeartRadio and the KevinSaysYes.com race car. Be there every week racing for another championship here in 2025. And we'll also be running some tour modified races on the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour and the Smart Modified Tour. We've already ran, 3 or 4 races this year up to this point. We had this past weekend off, but starting this week, we go pretty much full force till about October, it looks like, on our schedule. There's many moments that we get put in as race car drivers that may test your patience and test your composure that you have at the moment, but making sure that you always try to keeping your patience and keeping your composure and being able to focus on what the goal is and the big picture is something that we battle sometimes with ourselves.
As Brandon Ward mentions that patience and composure in racing plays a big role, that's this week's thought in values in racing. Everything has to be planned out is a much better way of looking in the future. A lot of times we can take and just choose, we're just going to go race and have fun. And that works for a while. But at some point, when you start spending money and the things that you start to learn, you would like to see what are your goals in accomplishing? What are your values? Some of the values that I looked at in my past racing was, how could I run a budget? How could I look to enhance my knowledge in personnel? How could I control my emotions? How could I read other racers and what they might be doing? How could I... In a new development in North Carolina in the past month, Autosport has reached a significant milestone in the development of the Uwharrie Motorsports Park and Resort, a premier motorsports destination in North Carolina. The rezoning period has concluded and groundbreaking is now expected in the first half of 2025. The 400-acre site located near PineHurst, North Carolina will feature a 3.2-mile FIA Level 2 circuit with multiple configurations and elevation changes. Designing for high-performance testing and professional racing, the private event, this project will also offer luxury amenities like private Autosports clubhouse and public attractions. ASA National Tour is preparing for its first ever visit to Dominion Raceway in Thornburg, Virginia on April the 5th. A field of 22 super late model competitors will race in the Appalachian Sucker Punch 250, which is the third event of the 2025 season. Notable drivers include Bubba Pollard, Stephen Nasse, Derek Thorne, and Jake Garcia, who is racing during a break from his NASCAR Truck Series. Landon Pemberton, the reigning Dominion track champion, will also compete. The race is expected to challenge drivers on the fast 0.4 of a mile track, which hosted super late models in 2017. This weekend, there will also be multiple season openers, like Orange County Speedway is hosting their Smart Modified Tour and Carolina Crate Modified Series, Chargers, and Pure Stocks. Qualifying starts at 3:45. Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway will have their season opener, the 121st year of racing there. The racing will start at 5 p.m. with pro late models, late model, pure stock, and more. On the drag racing scene, Elk Creek Dragway will have their first race for their point season of the 2025. They will have Super Pro, Foot Brake, Sportsman, and Junior Dragsters. Gates open at 10 a.m. Racing starts at 12.
The fun continues at Montgomery Motor Speedway as we bring you the Spring Explosion 100, featuring the Show Me the Money Pro Late models in a 100-lap contest. Plus, you'll see the season opener for Street Stocks, Sportsman, and the new Crown Stock division. That's Saturday, April 5th. It's exciting stock car action. Don't forget, you can watch it live on Racing America. Montgomery Motor Speedway, where you gotta be fast just to be last.
On the dirt side this week, East Alabama Speedway in their Schaefer Oil Southern Nationals. Brandon Overton won the race with Tyler Erb was second, Cody Overton third, Will Hamilton fourth, and Ethan Dodson rounded out the top five. Dustin Smith won the Pro Late Model season opener at Mobile International Speedway on Saturday, leading all 40 laps. He held off Grant Thorne, who finished second after applying consistent pressure throughout the race. The next race at Mobile feature the ASA Southern Super Series on April the 12th. Thank you for joining us this week at PRM Network. If you enjoyed, please don't forget to like and subscribe.